when you have something that you value, um, you do not want to lose it. Like you do not want to experience loss concerning that thing because you value it so much. And depending on the value, you will hold on and grip that thing that it is that you do not want to lose with such strength and vigor because it's valuable to you. And many of us have experienced loss. Like we have lost things, we have lost people, we have lost careers, and all these different things. We've lost things that we value, and it's taken a toll on us. I'm reminded of a story that I told a friend of mine that was experiencing loss. I told them, when my mom passed, my dad sold the house that I grew up in. And I was so devastated because I was like, when I get older, I want to be able to have this house and I want it to be in our family and all this kind of stuff. And I thought that I had lost a lot of memories because the house was gone. What I later realized is that the things that I thought that I had lost, if to know me is to know that I have endured great loss. But I can honestly say, 10 toes down, that there is nothing that I have lost that God has not been able to restore me through. There is nothing that I have experienced that was so bad that God was not able to restore me. And so when I think about Psalm 23, I've talked about that already in another video. But when I think about Psalm 23, and when we get down to the third verse, it talks about the fact that David says he restores my soul. And what I've learned is that when we start talking about the restoring that God does, when I looked at that word, it means to renew and to place back to its former state. And so I want to say to you that even when you lose, God has the ability to put you back to your former state. Now, it may not look the same, but your soul and your spirit will be renewed. And that is the goal. It doesn't matter what you've lost, it doesn't matter what you gain. The fact that your soul can be restored should be victory. We should really, really, really understand that there is victory in God restoring our soul spiritually. When we lose things and when we lose people, it does something to our spirit. Our spirit goes through some stuff. I can honestly say that any loss that I have had, it has done something to my mental. But what I want you to understand is that God is the restorer of your spirit. And so I want you to know, and I want to speak to the person that feels like you just losing stuff. You holding on to it, but the more you hold on to it, the more you lose. I want to encourage you that there is nothing that you can lose that God will not restore you through. And even if he doesn't give you exactly what you lost, he is able to restore your spirit, and that is great enough. That is better than him restoring the thing that you lost. If he can renew your spirit, you can go get another one. You will have the strength to do it again. And I want us to understand that we cannot be a people that is afraid to do it again. Like, we cannot be a people that's afraid to try again, to love again. That when God renews your spirit, he gives you the grace to do the work again. And you do not do, and it's not that you're being redundant, it's that you're growing through it. It's almost as though we are in a spiral. And even though we get to a place where it seems like we're in a familiar space again, like you're in another relationship, and you don't necessarily want to have to do the work of the relationship, understand that you didn't lose in the process. You gained such information the first time. And so this time, when you meet the situation again, and when you're working again towards greatness and towards love and towards a career, when you're working this time, you're working with knowledge. He's restored your soul and he's giving you information. And that's a good spot to be in. Stay up.